Thanks. So my brief was just to do a bit of myth busting on what value for money is, and I think more importantly, what it isn't. Apologies, I did have a presentation that I prepared. It's on my laptop, if anyone wants to see it. I'll show you the proof that I actually did it. So I think the first place I started is what is value for money. I've been working on it in one way or another for 3 or 4 years now, at Difford and before that at the National Audit Office. So I started with definitions, and interestingly, everyone defines it differently. So the ANO, Difford and ICAI all have completely different definitions of what it is. I think the most interesting thing was that in the ANO's definition was the language, that it was a judgment. So it was a judgment on what value for money is. They look at everything and then they arrive at a judgment. So it's open. I think it's not a science, it's not economics, the dark science or the dismal science. It's something else. It's a critical appraisal of everything. So I think it's a constant challenge. So you're not accepting the norms. So that was the kind of starting point. With a bit of myth busting. So I rounded up feedback from earlier presentations. Similar kind of groups to this to go through and think about the problems people kind of generally ask me. So there's a worry that it's a focus in quantitative, not qualitative. I think can be slightly true. It's quite easy to identify costs and benefits and measure them. It looks far more robust than the qualitative argument. It's not to say there's not a place for it, and I think the qualitative argument and the background and context all has to be there. But it's a need for it to be robust. Everything should be evidenced. I think from what I've seen, occasionally you get this unsubstantiated statements. I just think things need to be referenced. So it's not that we favour quantitative more than qualitative, it's just that it's to be robust if that is there. There's a worry that it's separating it into values, so pounds per beneficiary, and again ignoring the context. I can only really give one example of this where we've used pounds per beneficiary, and it was just one indicator of many that we used. And at first I was absolutely dead against using it because I think it's a bit rough and ready. But by the time we kind of stratified it and put everything down, so pounds per beneficiary and the type of intervention in the countries, it was actually quite a useful indicator of whether something was value for money. And it wasn't, this is £3, this is £10, this is value and this isn't. It's, this is £3, this is £10, and on the face of it they look like exactly the same intervention. Why? So we had to go and look. So it was just a flag for us to do a bit more digging into it. Other things, costs are easy to identify, value is difficult. I agree, but there's nothing we can do about it. Difficult to measure, things are difficult to value, and we have to accept it. Even on a personal basis, or for a person, value is fairly easy. You just make a decision. If something's worth it, you buy it, and if it's not, you don't. There's a big economic argument I'm not going into about this. But it's more difficult for an organisation. How do you determine what's value to your organisation and what's not? And then again, in development, it's not just what's value to your organisation, you've also got a responsibility to your donor, what's value to them, and then your end-term beneficiaries, what's value to them. There was a whole lot of stuff on the slide that I've forgotten now, but the one point that I had that I wanted to stress in this is that value for money isn't a cost-benefit analysis. This is kind of seen as the gold standard, that you must do a cost-benefit analysis. I think is my general advice. If you don't know how to do it specifically, don't do it. If you want to, by all means have a bash at it, but it is just one tool. So in a value for money section in a business case in Difford, we'll do a cost-benefit analysis. Someone will do masses of work, it'll end up 3 lines in the business case, and that's it. It's one tiny fraction of what is value for money. Other myth busting stuff, I guess, is value for money is not new. In fact, by no means is it new. My gran thinks my job in general is a bit of a joke. She just refers to it as common sense, which is true. It goes back through time. There's always been this drive think it's more noticeable in the private sector. What you're looking to do is strip out anything that doesn't add value to the kind of end product. So going back right at the start, it was called thrift. You had Fordism, Taylorism, time and motion, and then the kind of Toyota production system, or more commonly lean. It's just trying to strip out, so you're making a critical assessment, what's adding value, what's not, and you get rid of everything that's not adding value, and then you become more efficient. So this again a bit rough, but I guess the conclusions or the main points to take away, quite often we're asked why is DFID not issued more guidance, or where's the type, where's the processes, what should be applied, what's robust enough. But it's not one system. I think especially in development, and especially dealing with organisations that do so much, you're never going to have one system or one framework that's going to work for everyone. It's just principles, it's this constant challenge. You know, why are we doing it? Not just accepting, oh well, it's what we've always done, or oh well, we've got some more money, so we'll open another country office and we'll expand here. It's taking this kind of critical, robust appraisal of what are you doing, why are you doing it, is it working, having your monitoring and evaluation in place and learning so that you're constantly driving things forward and constantly improving. There was a point on upwards and downwards accountability. Being value for money somehow makes us a conflict between upwards and downwards accountability. I don't really see this. Ultimately, the value that you should be concerned about is your beneficiaries. So, if your accountability is to a donor, they want to get the maximum value, so they want the most benefit for every pound that they put in. And I assume if I was a beneficiary in a country, that would be the first question asked. You spent millions of pounds, what have you done? It's exact, I don't see the difference, it's the same question. So I may be just being a bit down there. If anyone has a better argument than that, then let me know. I think that's it for me. Apologies that it was a bit rough, but happy to take any questions on anything.